afternoon everybody and welcome to another vlog. This vlog will be a Copenhagen Hyrox vlog. It's currently Wednesday. Here comes the dog with a toy, wants me to play with it. I'm recording. You need to wait. Come, up. There we go. You can help me record the video. Yeah. It is currently Wednesday. Steve is coming home. I thought I'm just away to pack my bag, and I thought I could show you a little bit like what I pack for a weekend away and like racing and stuff. I also, I suppose, wanted to touch a little bit on like how I'm feeling pre-race. So it's Wednesday. I race on Saturday at 1:10, so my start wave is 1:10, which I'm really happy with. I think that's a really good time. I think anywhere between like, I would say 11 and 3 is a good like, or like 10 and 3 are good start times. I think anywhere between like before 10, you're in one of the first waves, which is fine, but with like food and stuff and eating and stuff, it does mean that you have to get up really early, whereas if you have a start time near a lunchtime, it means that you can have a little bit of a lie-in, take it a little bit easy in the morning, like have your breakfast. Like I like eating about 3 hours before I go into like a really tough session. Like if it's a tough session at the gym, I usually give myself 2.5 hours. So I can remember when we raced Stockholm, we raced at 12:20, and I think we ate at about 9. So yeah, 10, 11, 12, 3.5 hours. So yeah, I quite like eating about 3 to 4 hours before a race. So yeah, 1:10, and then anything after 3 is just like, it's far too late to have caffeine, and like the whole day is gone and you just sat waiting in anticipation. So yeah, I'm very happy with my start time, 1:10. We're actually like a massive gang of people from like my friend group and like the town where we live and the gym where we train, who are racing. So obviously Steve and Jordan are racing starting at 10 to 12, and then Helena and Ingrid are starting 12:40. I'm 1:10. I think Anna's 1:20. Wilma's 1:30, and Linda is 2 o'clock. So we're all in quite quick succession. So we've said we'll all be chasing each other, which will be good fun. It does mean that you don't really get to see each other's races, but it does mean that you might like meet someone on the track or at the stations, which is cool. So yeah, that's my start wave. How am I feeling about it? I think Steve and I have talked about this quite a lot recently. Like, I didn't really start to get excited about this until probably like the weekend. Yeah, I just had no feelings about it. I wasn't nervous, I wasn't excited, I wasn't anxious, I might as well have just not had a race. Like, yeah, I didn't have any feelings towards it. Whereas like, I suppose at the weekend we started talking like race strategy and stuff, and then it started like, it became a lot more real that, oh shit, I'm racing, this is exciting. And then yesterday the start times came out, so that kind of like solidified it that, oh, fuck, I'm racing. This is exciting. I think it's so easy though to get caught up in thoughts of like, what's everybody else doing. Steve very much like pulls me back to like reality, or like he levels me. Like he's like, don't stop thinking about what everybody else is doing and just focus on your race. You go out and you race your best race. If that is 90 minutes, that's 90 minutes. If that's 80 minutes, it's 80 minutes. That's another thing, I suppose, is like, don't set expectations. Like, it's so easy to go, oh right, well, I can hold, in training, I'm holding anywhere between a 4:30 and a 5:05 in my thresholds, like minutes per kilometre. So that's what I need to run. That's what I need to run during the race. And then the ski in training, I've been holding like a 2:10 comfortably. So my ski can't take more than 4 minutes 20, 4:30 max. And then my sled push should be this, and my sled pull should be this, and my burpees should be this. I've not done a full simulation this time around. Even for Stockholm, we only did like a half simulation. We ran 500 meters and then we did like stations, but I've not done a full simulation, and there's actually little point to doing a full simulation, because race day, I realised after Stockholm, one, the rock zone, you don't take into account the rock zone. One thing that I did take away from Stockholm was I need to not walk the rock zones, and I need to not stop for water, because that cost us so many minutes. Like, I think our rock zone in Stockholm was like 6 or 7 minutes. Like, we ran a 71:41, so an hour 11:41. Like, we could have easily hit, I don't know, a 109 or a 108 if we hadn't stopped for water and if we hadn't walked the rock zones. So I need to remember to keep running during the rock zones. And then, like, a race day feeling is like nothing else. Adrenaline is sky high, like you're proper pumped. So that plays a factor in so many things. So yeah, it's easy to set a time expectation, or just expectations in general for your first race, which I shouldn't really do. So yeah, I'm going to go out on Saturday and just give it my all. I want to cross that finish line and be proud of the effort that I put into the race, and then the time is whatever the time is. As I said, it's my first race, so let's just see how it goes. Anyway, as I said, I'm away to pack my bag, so I thought I would just show you what I'm taking. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. So this is roughly everything that I'm going to take. We're only away for, what, 3 days? Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home on Sunday. So yeah, don't need overly much. So I think everything will fit into my backpack. This is a backpack that I always use when I travel. I bloody love it. It's one of those like suitcase backpacks. So it opens up like a suitcase. Yeah, I love it. It's so spacious. It fits so much. So yeah, let's get packing. The most important thing is probably like race clothes. Yeah, like race day clothes. I raced in shorts in Stockholm and I loved it, just because you get so hot and sweaty that racing in leggings, I just think will get quite like clammy, if that makes sense. So I've got the RX Performance Annie shorts, and the Isabel sports bra, I want to say this is. I'm not sure, the one that crosses high on the back. So that is a race day attire. My Hyrox socks, I bought these, well, I was initially due to race December 2023, but that never happened because I fractured my ankle. And I bought, in anticipation, I bought both Steve and me like grippy socks. They're called Hyrox, Hysoxs. Very, very happy with these. So I'll be racing in these. And then just to keep warm, I've got a pair of joggers and my trusted Performance Academy t-shirt. And my Performance Academy hoodie is currently drying, so I will pack that as well to wear on the day, just because it is bloody freezing still here in Sweden, and obviously Denmark. So joggers are 100% needed for the travel there and probably in the venue as well. So that's race day stuff. Obviously you don't need to see this, but pants and socks just for the other days. My shakeout run clothes, so on the Friday I'll do a little bit of a shakeout run. Again, you don't need to see that, pants and socks. Just a pair of leggings, a high support sports bra and a long sleeved top. I think that'll be enough. It's literally just like a 2 or 3k shakeout run, nothing like too taxing. More clothes for the Friday, because obviously Steve's racing on the Friday and I need to be dressed, so clothes for that. My race day shoes, which are the Hoka Mac X2s. I think that's what they're called, the Hoka Mac X2s. They're not carbon fibre, they are Paybacks, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Peebacks, P-E-B-A-X, Paybacks. I think that's how they pronounce it here. So not carbon plated, although it's the same principle. And I love these. They make me so much faster, it's actually insane. So yeah, race day shoes. Then like toiletry wise, again, not overly much. Dry shampoo, my hair stuff for when I do wash my hair, obviously after the race. Hair brushes, obviously. My skincare, so just eye cream, toner, serum and moisturizer, some body moisturizer, face wash, deodorant, because you don't want to smell, you stinky. This is usually what I do when I travel, so it's just like a little soap box. I've got a solid soap to wash my body, and then I've got solid shampoo and conditioner as well. It just means it all fits in here, rather than having like a big bottle of shower gel and then 2 big bottles of shampoo and conditioner, which, yeah, for how short a time we're away, that's usually what I do. And then I don't think I'm going to wear makeup on the day. However, if I do feel like it, this is all I'm going to put on. A little bit concealer, a little bit of like a tinted moisturiser, and then just a brow gel to keep these 2 bushes in place. And that is pretty much it. I've got a little bag with like hair ties and stuff, because obviously I want my hair tied away on race day. And then the reasoning behind this is that I want to have them just in case I want them. But the reasoning is, so if you've never ran a Hyrox before, then you won't know this, but if you have, or you're invested in it, you know that you run, so your kilometer run is like X amount of laps around the course, and then within that loop are all the stations. So Hyrox just released the venue map yesterday, and in this particular venue you are running 2.2 laps. so the out gate is before the in gate, so it's every third time you see in, you go in. So you'll do a station, you'll come out through the out gate, and then you'll run past the in gate, and then you need to see the in gate another time, and then the third time you see in, you go in. And I know it's as simple as counting to 3, but again, drawing from experience from Stockholm, where I just had to follow Steve, I was not paying attention to the in gates and the out, like how many times, and like I was just, if he was going in, I was going in. If he kept going, I kept going. But this time, obviously, I need to keep an eye on how many laps I'm doing. So my thought behind this, we'll see if I use it or not, my thought behind it is that I have 3 elastic bands, and every time I pass the in gate, I move one over. So I'll come out of a station, I'll come out the out gate, first time I see in, I move one over, I run a lap, I see in again, move one over, and then I know when I move this over, or when it's time to move that over, I go in. I might end up not using this, but just in case I want to use it, it's there. So it's going into my little hair tie bobble bag. Yeah, so that's that. So that's my toiletries bag, pretty much all done. Toothbrush, toothpaste, obviously, but I'll need that tonight and tomorrow morning. So yeah, that's that. And then I am also taking the massage gun, because I used this in Stockholm, and I was very happy that I had this. So yeah, that's coming. So yeah, that's my backpack for the weekend. Look at her, snug as a bug. You can't be in a different room to us, can you? You always want to be a little bit involved. Yes, I like that though. Haha. Should we go downstairs and I can show them the food? You come in? Stick to that, yes. Good morning, guys. It is now Wednesday, and we are on our way to pick up Steve from the airport. We've just stopped off at Kelpie's, one of Kelpie's favourite. Are we gonna go on a walk? Is we gonna go on a walk? Yeah. We've just stopped off at one of her favourite walks. It's literally just a cycle path, but she loves it. Yeah, she got a long walk this morning. She got about an hour and 15 walk this morning, so we'll just go for, I don't know, 15 minutes out, 15 minutes back, just so she can do her business and get a little bit more exercise before, yeah, heading to the airport and picking up Steve. He's home for 10 days? Yeah, it's the 12th now. He flies back on the 22nd. Very exciting. The next clip that you'll see, it'll probably be Kelpie running towards Steve in the airport. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much again for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Please do give this video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. How? I have no idea, but it does get pushed out to more people, I get the feeling. So if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, that would help me massively. And don't forget to hit the little bell notification or the bell symbol to get notified when I upload. Wait. Wait.
selfie.
Can't take this guy ahead, sir.
Jo, hon får ja. Oj, 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 oj. Ja.
Men det är så glad.
Oj, 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 oj. Åh, ja. Sitt. Hello. Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, we've switched roles here. You usually go, good morning, YouTube. And I say, hello, everybody. Anyway, hello, everybody. It's Thursday morning and we've just we've just set off for Copenhagen. Just out with a puppy dog for the usual Donda. She's getting snowballs thrown at her again. She loves it. But yeah, we've just set off. We've just set off for Copenhagen. It'll take us about just over 4 hours of driving. But with stops and stuff, it'll probably take us about 5.5-ish, maybe. I probably won't really film now until we get to Copenhagen, but I'm very happy that he's back home. Fuck off! No! Look at this. Stop! He actually listened for once. If the camera wasn't on him, he would have just thrown that snowball at me.
If you can see your face right now. The audacity.
Fuck! You hit my phone!
You hit the bone.
Prick. Anyway, cue the little road trip montage. Say bye.
Bye. How you
My
feeling?
eyebrows look like... Fuck. Steve's behind the camera going... It's the morning of... I've been quite nervous. Oh, I don't know.
So how are you feeling?
Literally like that. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. It is currently 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm racing in 4 hours, and 4 hours ish. It's 9:05. I'm racing at 1:10. So in 4 hours, we've had breakfast, oats and eggs. I had some apple juice. We've hydrated, or like electrolyted. Is that how you say it? I've had electrolytes. I've had a coffee. Probably take a banana to the venue just in case I get hungry, but the way I'm feeling now, I'm already quite like tense in my stomach. So I'll take a banana just in case, but I might not need it. And then obviously I'll take my pre-workout, just beta-alanine and citrulline mixed with some juice and water, and we'll be golden. But yeah, I don't think I've ever felt this nervous for anything. Steve and I were just speaking there, like, I don't know if it's because I put pressure on myself to perform, or there is pressure to perform. I want to do myself proud. I know this is going to hurt, like, and I'm nervous for that. I've never raced in front of a crowd. Like the half marathon, there was people obviously cheering you on, but people weren't like watching you. Like even yesterday when you were racing, like you would still watch other people. Although I do think, like, if I think back of Stockholm, I didn't hear or see anyone apart from Helena. I remember Natalie being there, obviously, but I can just vividly remember Helena, especially at the row when I sat down behind you and she went, "Gap!" Like, it's almost like Natalie and me were speaking about this yesterday when we were watching Steve. It's like you go into like tunnel vision, and it is literally like all you see is what's right in front of you, i.e. the screen, the sled, the floor. Yeah.
The lights.
The lights. Oh, bless. Steve fell flat on his arse yesterday. I'll insert it here so you can have a laugh.
Come on, Steve. Come on, mate.
You can do this, come on! Still looks strong now. Yeah. Although I'm very happy now that the last, 1 or 2 times that I practiced wall balls, I've practiced like not looking up at the target. So, because they say like that like limits your breathing. So just have your head straight, but just eyeball it up, like gaze up rather than like tilt your head. We'll see how it goes. Like that might go completely out the window when I get to the wall balls and all technique goes out the window, but yeah, I've got that fuzzy feeling inside. I'm ready to race now. But I think we'll take her for another Donda. Steve went out with her briefly this morning, but I do think just a gentle walk will help with digestion, some fresh air. And yeah, and then it's time to race. I won't get any clips of the warm-up because you're racing, so you can't film it. Steve's racing a doubles with one of his clients. I mean, not that he set a 5-minute PB yesterday.
And Jordan set 3 minutes.
And Jordan set a 3-minute PB. But yeah, he's racing at, or they're racing at 10 to 12.
aiming for a sub 1 hour. So you should be ready at 10 to 1. And I kick off at 10 past 1. So I'll be in the warm-up area when you're crossing the finish line.
Yep.
As much as I would like to see you two cross the finish line, Steve has said, no,
Yeah.
focus on you today.
Yeah.
So,
You need to.
yeah.
This is just a bit of fun with me and Jordan.
Yeah.
You need to focus on you.
So yeah, I'll not get any clips from the warm-up, but hopefully Steve's on. I was on filming duties yesterday. Steve is on filming duties today. So yeah, the next clip you'll see will be probably us at the venue. We're walking into the venue, and then 3, 2, 1, let's race. yeah, Saturday. A week ago, I was racing in an hour and a half, and we thought we would do, or I thought I would do, a little roundup of the race, and all the feelings that came with it.
Now that the dust has settled.
Now that the dust has settled a bit, I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is don't set expectations, because like you said, you're just plucking a number out of thin air because you've never done it before. So yeah, the danger was there. I kind of set myself a time of like 80 minutes.
Yeah, you said if you hit 80 you'd be a little bit disappointed. You were chasing 75 and stuff.
Yeah, sub 80. So yeah, crossing that finish line and seeing an 86 on the board, like my instant reaction, you don't think you can see it in the video, but my instant reaction was like, oh fuck. Like disappointed, like actually gutted.
I do want to say though, there is nothing wrong with like being disappointed in your performance. Like there genuinely isn't. Like you've got high expectations of yourself. It's just I've done this for a while now in terms of coaching Hyrox, and it's a fucking tough race. Sometimes I do think because Hyrox is they do such a good job of marketing to like the everyday person that sometimes people can play down how fucking hard it is. Like Hyrox is brutal.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my finish time, 1:26.11. Runs were a lot faster than I expected them to be. Steve thought I was going to hold between 5 minutes and 5:30. I actually said if I hold 5 minutes or 5:30s, I'll be quite disappointed because my running was...
Total run time was 39:41.
Yeah, so
which is sub 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, I think I held all of them apart from the first one, but that first one was like a lap and a half.
Which was
like,
5:07.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you probably held like a 5:40.
A 4:40.
4:40 on that run.
And then the run after the row was a 5:01, but I cramped like horrendously.
Yeah.
And then the last run was a 5:23, but that includes the rock zone into the wall balls. Which probably was like...
Another 30 seconds.
Because I stopped and drank water.
But even that, just with where the wall ball station is as well.
In the middle.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, so running was a lot quicker than we thought. I think the ski was there or thereabouts, 4:58. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for 4:30, but...
That's including the rock zone in and out. So, Copenhagen ski was a little bit different to any other race that I've been at or raced in. Normally they break the skis. So say there's 30 skis, they'll put 15 in a row and 15 on the other side. So there's 2 rows. With this one, they just put 30 skis in 1 row. So that total time of the ski is you coming into the actual station, the gate station, getting to the ski. Doing the distance and then getting out of it again, so it's
10 seconds either side.
At least, it is long. It's really long.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm relatively happy with the ski. The push and the pull is hard to. I think it's hard to gauge because my push lane, and it's not an excuse. It's a fact. My push lane was horrendous. It was full of lumps and bumps. And like dips and but in hindsight, watching the video back, I probably stopped a little bit too much. Like the last length, I stopped 2 meters before the end. And I think that like I probably touch on this a bit later on, but like I didn't have confidence in like, oh, I best pull back a bit on the station so I can run hard, and that kind of backfired. Your race unfolded the complete opposite to what we thought. We thought going in, your stations were going to be so strong that the runs are going to potentially suffer a little bit, whereas our runs were way faster than what we predicted or what we thought.
in the stations were a bit of a struggle then.
Yeah, I just think it was that constant. We'll get onto this a bit later on, actually. Yeah, push was 354, which I really thought I could do quicker.
Yeah.
The pull was 457 again, which I actually thought that I was quite. I kept.
Yeah, you were in a good rhythm. With them, looking back at the video, you squat down quite low, which we didn't take into account how much kind of time that might play.
Yeah.
I will say though that those sleds for open weight, like they were the hardest sleds I've pushed in. What have I done? 6 individual Hyroxes now. They were heavy. They were. So, not an excuse, just how it is.
Yeah.
They were heavy.
My burpees. Yeah, I would say the 3 stations. Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah.
The 3 stations that I would consider my strongest in training, the burpees, the lunges, and the wall balls, were my 3 worst stations.
Yeah.
The burpees was 5:59, so 6 minutes.
I've taken the burpee crown out.
You have taken the burpee crown in the relationship. I was just resting too much, and again, it was that.
Don't want to blow up.
I don't want to blow up. I don't want to be too out of breath. I don't. Yeah, it's just fear, isn't it? The row was 5:17.
Again, you were quite far down in that row. Again, they had 1 row of rows rather than 2. So again,
I sprinted at that row though.
yeah, you did. Yeah, well, they would have seen it, wouldn't they?
Yeah. And then I started cramping. Like, what is that called? Like that teardrop muscle here on your quad. Like both sides just cramped up and was spasming. Like, there's a clip of me in the lunges. Yeah, I've not included it, but because it was filmed like that. I think. Oh, did I? I can't remember. Anyway, you can see like I stop and I shake my leg and you can see the muscle just cramping up from the bottom to the top. And then I was trying to like hit it.
You just went.
Yeah, that was horrible. I've never had cramp like that before, but yeah. So that was a row. The farmers 234. Again, I was just dropping them far too often. I dropped them 4 times.
Yeah, I think 1 to maybe 2 drops would have been good.
Yeah.
But 4 was just a surprise.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the lunges again 5:47, close to 6 minutes, but I was cramping. And then we did look back at the footage, like I take a lunge and then like the way I practiced was lunge, tap, lunge, tap, lunge, tap. Whereas the tap was lunge, it wasn't a tap, it was a rest, and it was 2 seconds per lunge, but it's 100 meters, isn't it? Yeah, it's 100 meter lunges. So say you do 100 lunges, because they're about a meter each.
Yeah.
That's 100 times 2 is 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that's how you get a time.
Yeah.
You might think you're moving fast through them, but it does add up. It does. Even like with the burpees, the amount of burpees that you do, you're probably doing 60 burpees maybe over the 80 meters, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And if you rest for 2 seconds each burpee that you do, it might only be 2 seconds. There's 2 minutes, so it does add up. But it's known how to race as well.
Did I just say 2 seconds times 100 lunges is 2 minutes? It's not. It's 200 seconds, which is like 3 and a bit minutes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I could have made up a lot of time.
Yep.
And then the wall balls,
They were horrendous. 6:37.
You can do
40 unbroken in training.
well. No, you could do probably about 120 with 9 kilo quicker than that.
Yeah.
You've done that.
Yeah,
So-
my 100 wall balls in training
And 6 kilo.
were the 6, so heavier, 2 kilos heavier, was a 426.
And that was after Metcon and conditioner work. So
Yeah.
you very rarely do wall balls fresh. It tends to be at the end of.
My legs were just buckling, like,
Yeah.
and again,
The judge was a bit unfair on you though. The judge kept shouting.
No, so my judge, he wasn't even looking at my depth. Like if you look at the video, he just goes.
Yeah.
But looking at my depth, I was hitting depth.
Yeah, every time.
Every time, and then the head judge came over.
Lower.
And he was like, "You need to squat lower." So my ass was touching my heels, which just takes it out of you a lot more. But anyway, doesn't take away the fact that it was a 6:37 low ball. So that's kind of the breakdown of.
And then rock zone time was 6:32.
Yeah, 6:32.
I think a lot of that time though was after the burpees when you stopped, because that's by the time you stopped, composed yourself and got running again. You're probably talking like 45 seconds a minute there.
Yeah.
So your rock zone time, I think you, apart from that one station, you moved through the rock zone pretty well. And it was a big rock zone, so you moved through that well. So there's definitely positives to it.
Yeah, and the one big thing that I was terrified of, which was running extra laps or too few laps, I hit.
You nailed.
I nailed it.
Because it was busy on the Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The plan was for me to be at a certain point of the track every time so that you were there, but then it took me 20 minutes to get across to the thing because the queues were so big, and then the rock zone just got so busy on the Saturday. So
You were at every station apart from the ski.
Yeah.
But breakdown. I think the not the reason, but I just don't think I went all out. Like the feeling I had after the pull in Stockholm with you was that I was away to faint. I was so fainting or vomit. And I never got to that point. I think I was just too scared to push myself. Like I know I could have pushed faster on the runs.
Yeah.
But I was just scared that if I did that, I can manage the stations. And while I was doing the stations, I was thinking, be a little bit reserved, because if you don't, you might blow up on the runs. So yeah, I was ill 2 weeks before the race, or 3 weeks before the race.
Yeah.
It's all these
little things that add up.
Yeah, and it's not an excuse, but it explains it, I suppose. I think me running the time that I did was more a mental failure than a physical failure. Like I knew I was ready, and the fact that we spent all day the day before.
Yeah,
didn't help.
In hindsight, that didn't help.
I think that was a really bad move.
Yeah.
Because I was there from, we got there at 7:30, and the ceremony finished at 9.
Yeah.
In the evening.
Because you wanted to see Natalie race as well.
Yeah, so it's like a 13-hour day.
Yeah.
In that environment. Not every minute, but it was a lot of you prepped, you raced, then we stayed a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the flat. We walked the dog. Then we came back, watched Natalie race, went back to the flat.
Walked the
dog. And then we went back. And watched the ceremony. So, we probably spent a good 6-7 hours there.
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
Which it drains you.
Yeah. Plus, you were screaming your head off at me, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to do all that at once. It really is. But we learn from these things.
Yeah.
It's not put you off from doing another one, has it?
Well, it did at the time.
Yeah.
My initial reaction was I don't know if I ever want to do this again. It's such a disappointment, horrible. And then the day after, I was like, no, I want redemption. Because I just know that I can run faster than that.
Yeah.
Not run, but I can.
You can execute a race better than that.
But like you said, it's also race practice. You're not used to. I was just going off of I had no time or no, and me being so data focused, I'd put my watch on a workout.
Yeah.
But because I had hairbands that I kept moving for the laps, I must have tapped it or whatever, because it started a new workout, and I'm well, what am I on? Yeah. I don't know what paces I was holding in my... Although, no, that's a lie. I didn't know my paces because you kept
Yeah.
shouting them at me.
Yeah. The runs were brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that having that trust in myself and that belief in myself that, you know what, I can actually push. And what's the worst that's going to happen? One run might be a bit slower.
Yeah, I do think if you never cramped though, your ability to then potentially push, it's all in hindsight type of thing, or if buts and maybes, but if you didn't cramp, I don't think you drop the farmers as much. I think you push the lunges. Because if I said to you, on the farmers, like, you're 2 minutes behind here, you need to push the last 3 stations in 2 runs, I think you would have done it. But when you try and say that to an athlete when they're cramping, you're like, you just don't say that.
Yeah, and I do think, like, I didn't hear you. Like, if you shouted, I didn't hear you shout at the farmers. I didn't.
Yeah.
The only time that I really heard you was out on the row. But even then, it was hard because it was obviously the length of the row. Then there was a big gap where you went out of the station, and then the music was really loud, and the fans were going either side, like.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to communicate during a race.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But we learn from it.
Yeah. Is solo for me? I don't know. Maybe did I enjoy Stockholm? Way more. Way more. So I think the plan is to race a couple of doubles, mixed doubles, and then maybe do Copenhagen solo again next year. We'll see. I'm not sure. We're on to the next adventure now. Best effort half marathon. We'll see. Again, I don't want to put a time on that. My last time was 1:59.41, and I just want to get below that.
I don't know what time you'll roughly be, but I'm not going to tell you.
Well, you've told me already.
What?
1:45. We'll see. That's holding a 5 minute a kilometre pace for 21k.
Yeah, but you've done it through Hyrox, and Hyrox does mimic your half marathon time, roughly.
So yeah, we'll see. Half marathon, and then I've got a mountain marathon at the end of August.
You fucking lunatic. Yeah, look at you. She's never done a marathon before, never run more than a half marathon. But
Yeah, excuse me, mister. I'm going to go from a half marathon to 80k.
It's flat.
Still 80k.
It's flat.
Anyway, that's the 2 upcoming races, and then it might look like Oslo.
You'll do Oslo with Roma, 100%.
Yeah.
I've decided that you're doing it. That'll be a fun race.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, big yawn.
Say that again without yawning.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. And then that's it for the year. Well, then we finished Stockholm.
Stockholm, yeah.
19th to 21st.
Yeah. So yeah.
65 incoming.
So yeah, exciting times ahead. That was my race breakdown. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the video. If you haven't already, I have said this at a previous point in this video, but I shall repeat it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the little thumbs up if you want to show some love and support. And yeah, I will catch you in next week's vlog.